Cage. Peach. I could eat a peach for hours. Please. Kiss me.
Greetings and salutations! This is Cage's Kiss, the Nicolas Cage-based podcast that examines his life and times and gleans kernels of wisdom from his cinematic masterpieces. But mostly, it's about beef. I'm a guy with a score to settle. Or Adrian.
Oh my god. I, too, have a score to settle with many of the people in this movie. And I'm Donnie substituting for why am I here? I don't recall being here, but I am here.
And Donnie, aren't there normally 3 persons on this podcast?
Yeah, but Linda's in a coma, so she can rot there.
Oh, well, later on, maybe we should stop by and place a bloody baseball bat in her unmoving hands.
Yeah, we can place some incriminating evidence on her and tell her how we blamed her for our whole lives.
Oh yeah, no, stick a dime bag in the pocket of her hospital apron.
Yeah.
Get her in some real trouble.
Just put a bloody glove on her and call it a day.
That's it. Yeah, no. Well, so this is only our second Sausage Fest episode, as near as I can tell.
Yeah.
And although unlike the first one, this is going to be a non-toxic Sausage Fest episode.
Yeah.
Because that first one might have been a little toxic there, Wesley.
Just a little lotta.
Listeners, if you heard that one, and if you don't know what we're talking about, we're sorry anyhow.
But are we?
Well, I mean, nobody could have foreseen that. There was just nothing nobody could do, Frankie.
Yeah, oh god. It's Chinatown, Adrian.
You know, Donnie, like doing another Sausage Fest episode, it ain't that hard. Why? It's just like falling off a bike into a vagina.
Yeah, it's like jumping onto a bike without the seat and then wondering how you're gonna pedal.
Yeah, so there's we watched a movie this week, I guess, and it's got all kinds of memorable dialogue and
name me one line from this movie.
Okay, I can name you a line for this movie. The trouble is this movie didn't use it first.
Oh, yeah.
Because they had the fucking gall to use bitches leave.
Yes, thank you.
It's like, nobody's swimming in coke. You're not Kurtwood Smith. Nothing that's happening here is cool.
No, and he's not cool saying bitches leave.
Now, Cage's later career is like a lot of guys' later careers. A lot of guys who got identified as like action stars and stuff. Kind of like later John Wayne or later Charles Bronson, or the guys who actually are in line with Cage, like Statham and Seagal and Bruce Willis. But this movie, the story is supposed to be kind of admitting that, because the original title of this screenplay was Old Man.
Which explains some of the things in the movie.
Yeah, because there's a line that keeps coming where anytime Cage doesn't get something or is a little out of place, they're like, "Things have changed since your time, old man."
Yeah, welcome to the 20th century, old man.
Whoa, old man doesn't know what a cell phone is. Get with the times, old man. Well, actually, we kind of had some in 1997 when I went to prison. Old man doesn't know cell phones.
Old man doesn't know how prostitutes work.
Apparently, man, why didn't we watch Edmund instead with William H. Macy? That would have
been at least better. It would have been something.
I like that one. That's got a lot of funny prison shit in it.
The only thing that I enjoyed in this, because I thought, oh yeah, old people would love that, is there's a point when Nick Cage has to try to contact his son, and he decides to have a bellboy tell him how to unlock his phone. And then
the living version of Anton Yelchin.
Yeah, and then he says, "I will pay you $500 if you Google search for me."
And can you look up all the old folks' retirement communities in the state? Sir, I got to go fold towels and like put those paper bands around the toilets, even though we didn't clean them. Oh, okay. Oh, I will Google the hell out of the things for you, old man. Things have changed since your time.
Yeah, I want
when
to
the whip comes down.
I want to look up hot chubby Navajo bitches. Can you find that on my phone, please?
What? Are you crazy? That bitch is an Apache! You're fucking it up! You're ruining it for me!
Is there anything this phone can't do?
It's called Old Man, and he's an old man. They should have had a stand-in for Clara Peller show up and ask him, "Where's the beef?"
Yeah. Oh God, how this would have been wonderful if Walter Matthau was playing him instead.
Oh, yeah. It's not as if Cage did a shitty job. But again, well, okay, okay. I'm gonna tell you this. Everybody throws actors a bone when they're in a bad movie. It's like, oh, they did a good job. It wasn't their fault. And it's like, this movie has the logos at the beginning of this movie. One of them is Saturn Films, and Cage is one of the producers. So yes, he did do a bad job, because as the executive producer, you're supposed to keep control of the movie and make sure it doesn't turn into this.
Yeah.
Like, because once again, and we're always here, by the way. Once again, we're in a place where Cage turns out something that like has some lopsided potential just sort of squished into it, and in the end, you get something that's both not good and also not bankable.
Yeah.
It's like, this is great. Now nobody's happy. Pretentious people don't like it. Fans of like action movies and shit don't like it. Like, it's not funny enough to get by. So
no.
This one is called A Score to Settle, if that wasn't clear. But it might still not be clear at the end because it's a generic fucking title.
It really, really is. And there was no, I mean, it's not even until the end really that you learn what his score to settle was. It's like,
because there's a stupid fucking twist in this.
It really was. It wasn't. It was barely even a twist. More like an explanation. You're just like, it's
okay, kind
so
of you kind of just shrug when you get there, and it's all like, okay, so before he gets out of jail early because he's fucking dying of insomnia. Yeah. And they're like, hey, you like club drugs, Cage? Like, what are you talking about? I'm old and don't know what that is. Hey, Cage, take some GHB. Come again? Excuse me? I love my dead wife. No, Cage, you need to take these fucking roofies. Yeah. What? Oh, no, I don't need to sleep. Cage, you will literally die if you don't sleep. No, it's fine. I'm on a quest for revenge. I'll sleep when I'm dead because I have a death wish and I'm filled with rage.
Yeah.
So there's that. So we're back to Dying of the Light, where we got the unreliable narrator whose brain's fucking up.
Yeah.
And you toss on there some Sixth Sense or some Fight Club or some shit. So yeah, it's Fight Sense or Sixth Club right up in here. I'm just gonna say.
Yeah, pretty much.
We're gonna blow the spoiler here. We're gonna blow the ass right off it. But let me give you the raw data here first about how this got diarrheaed all over us. So this happened August 2nd, 2019. So they waited a long ass time to release that. That's pretty large gap for no Cage movies, actually. But it's actually also, to toot our own horn here, it's the first Cage movie released since we started doing this podcast. So therefore, this is the first Cage's Kiss, doing a Cage movie inspired by Cage's Kiss. I mean, obviously. Because Cage heard us mention things like hookers, baseball bats, jail. And then he went and made this.
He didn't get the memo. He wasn't really listening. He just heard the keywords.
We do wish that he'd listened closer, that's for sure. Now, we don't know how much it cost. It was shot in Canada. Probably not for that much. But what it made was $171,000 worldwide.
Jesus.
Which is low even for these.
Yeah.
So it went to theaters in Portugal and Ukraine, and naturally it did its most bang up business in the United Arab Emirates.
Hooray!
But over there it only went to number 11. It was behind stuff like Frozen 2, Ford versus Ferrari, Knives Out, and 21 Bridges with that dead guy.
Yeah, I don't know, 11 is still pretty high for this movie, because this
it's too high, but like we see that his movies always fare better over there, even when they're this. So
Well, I mean, also it's one of those, just given the films you naturally have there, it's you kind of depend on independent cinema to save your life.
Yeah, no, they get some of the A-list stuff that gravitates
Yeah.
over there. I'm assuming there's a censorship factor because of certain Cage's movies that did not make it over there.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
You know, I don't thoroughly understand it, but and then you get the local shit, and everybody rolls their eyes like, oh look, local shit. Oh, you see this? Somebody from here tried to make a movie. Poor bastard. Don't they know the real movies are shot in Canada?
Exactly. Canada land is where New York is for all of us in film.
That's right. Well, yeah, I don't know where this was supposed to be set. Really, you see him get out of jail, and there's like travel montages, and it looks.
Oh,
I mean, it looks like
yeah.
Wyoming, you know, but
Yeah.
so does a lot of Canada. So maybe this was supposed to be Nebraska. I don't know.
But of course, we know that it's in USA land because one of the characters in there's name is Q or San Quentin. Because why not?
Oh, like in that California.
Yes.
Yeah, everybody. There's some star fucking power in this one because Law and Order's own Benjamin Bratt is in this.
Yeah.
Benjamin Bratt, who was born in 1963, and he was in Red Planet and that 2004 Catwoman. And I guess he was in Doctor Strange, but he was not in that good 1979 Doctor Strange. So I don't know if we need to talk about that.
He also was in The Shield too.
Oh shit! Yeah, no, I saw it at a couple of shows. I gloss over a lot of those because, like, you know, you show me blocks of TV shows, my eyes just kind of glaze over. Like, I didn't see that.
Oh god, yeah.
You know, because there's so many fucking shows, you know, and like that's like the most reliable place you can get work in the entertainment industry. That's why a lot of directors wind up there.
Yeah.
You know,
Absolutely.
Yeah. But this one is directed by a guy named Sean Koo, Ku. Yeah, it's freaking cool, bro. But Sean Koo, he went to Harvard, man.
Oh.
Yeah, and he did a movie called Beautiful Boy with Michael Sheen, which I haven't seen. There didn't seem to be a lot of information on it, but Michael Sheen's pretty cool. I mean, you know, when he's not in a Twilight movie, you know.
Yeah.
And he did an MTV musical called The American Mall, which was from the people who brought you High School Musical. But unlike High School Musical, it got really poor ratings and everybody just didn't give a fuck. I haven't seen it, and but if it's related at all with High School Musical, I'm never going to watch it, so.
That is a safe way to live your life.
Yeah, because, like, I've watched a lot of fucking shit. I've done a lot of masochistic shit with my viewing habits, but I'm going to draw a line someplace, guys.
I wanted to draw the line at this movie because just trying to get through it, I'm like, God, how much more do I have? I'm like, I have an hour and 40 minutes to go.
Okay, well, it did have the exact same effect on me. I'm not going to lie, because it actually, usually I can usually sort of get a first sitting in.
Yeah.
And then go from there, but I found it a lot harder on this one. I guess that's pacing. There's a big pacing issue taking place because there's a lot of weird chunks sort of stuck together on this one, and like the twist we were talking about that comes at the 76-minute mark, and the movie like runs I think like barely 100 minutes altogether.
It's
and like there's more movie from there, even though there doesn't need to be, and it's really non-atmospheric, and also, by the way, the first time I went through this, I missed the twist.
Oh well, I mean, I can understand that because
well, it's visual.
Yeah,
it's done visually, and there's nothing wrong with that. I think movies should be able to do that because they're a fucking visual medium, and a lot of better filmmakers have done this exact same twist, visually.
Yes.
Followed by a montage, and it's like there's dialogue illuminating it later, but the dialogue does not make it clear the full nature of the twist. You know.
Yeah,
but
even with like the visual, it's like you get the visual, and then you get the little flashbacks, but it's still not directly addressed. You literally have to still be awake to pay attention to that.
Right? No, and again, there's nothing wrong with doing it understated like that because I like Ingmar Bergman and shit like that. Like Antonioni. But yeah, no. The trouble is that the movie has to still make you pay attention to it to get to that point. And while I don't think this is not like the worst Cage movie of the 2010s, because there's some semi respectable quality is taking place, but there's a lot of lack of discipline going on too.
There really is.
I think part of the problem comes from our writer also, a guy named John Stewart Newman. He also mostly did TV.
Oh boy.
Yeah, so he did. Check this out. So he did the Get Shorty TV series.
Oh, that's right.
Some show called Dirty Work. And check this. So 50 episodes of Days of Our Lives.
Oh God.
Yes, the soap opera.
That's who you want writing your action movie.
Yeah, a guy who's got to like whip up some stupid complication for a 15-minute episode, and then he's off the hook until next time. Like that's the guy you want writing your
honestly, that
movie.
does make some sense with how this is, because this just seemed almost like a boring stage production, but also just it's like the main thing that made me think of this is every time Cage comes back to his apartment or the hotel they're renting, and he just looks like he has been on a bender from hell, and he just emotes letting us know he's worried about his son by just drunkenly screaming for his son.
Yeah, he's like, Joey boy,
like,
you come down here now, Joey.
And then when he finds him, he's just like, oh, okay, hey. Let's go out. Go buy you stuff.
Let's eat hookers and drive phones.
Yes, exactly. Welcome to the 21st century.
So Joey, their Cage's son, is Noah LaGrosse.
Yeah.
And he is the son of James LaGrosse from fucking Phantasm 2. Yeah. So, hey, your dad's cool. What's your problem, dude?
I've been in some shit, but wow.
So he was on the thing, The Get Down, and he was in some 2019 thing called The Beach House, which I haven't seen. Looks like a virus movie or something.
Yeah. It's actually not too bad. It was better than I was expecting. It's a little bit.
It's probably
more...
better than this.
Yeah. Oh God. Yeah. It's more subtle. It's well done, and it's got some Lovecraftianness to it.
Okay. And it looks like the same year he did a horror thing called Depraved, which I also haven't seen, but that thing had a really fucking cool looking poster.
Yeah.
It's like, man, I want to watch the movie of that poster. If the movie goes with it actually doesn't go with it, somebody just needs to make a movie based on the poster.
Yeah, like Photoshop the poster. That's what everyone does now, more or less.
But, yeah, this is what's disappointing though about like going through like Amazon streaming. Like I'll be jonesing for my kind of horror movies, and there'll be a lot of movies made within the last 15 years that want to look like my kind of horror movies.
Yeah,
and it literally doesn't go any further than the title and the packaging.
Yeah. Oh, I know
it's
exactly what you're talking about.
Like, why are you trying to sell this thing as a like 80s 70s nostalgia trip if you're not going to put in the effort to make it like include 70s and 80s things? Yeah, and then I stop watching after about 12 minutes after I establish like, oh, there's nothing going on here.
Yeah, and it's sad because there's even some movies that do the whole like, hey, look, we're a 70s inspired film. We totally promise you, and then you look at it and it looks like it was something that was shot on like VHS. Not in a good way. That's like, oh, you're going with that theme. It's like this was with not even VHS. That's saying bad. This is like mini DV camcorder.
Yeah, no,
in the backyard.
I call it shitio. Yeah,
shitio. That works.
Yeah, because like, and this is the thing. Like, even if you have the right equipment, like the monitor stuff, like a Red One camera, like what this movie was probably shot on, you can still fuck that up. It's not gonna make it good all by itself. Like no. And a lot of people they'll take HD and they'll use it as an excuse not to do any kind of pre-production. Yeah. There's no lighting. There's no fucking blocking in a lot of these goddamn things. Like that Alec Gerhardt son of a bitch whose movies are actually getting distributed now. Who started out making fucking Joker fan films with religious bents. That son of a bitch.
Well, I mean, even it's going on this tangent as well about camera equipment. It's like looking at something like The Room and knowing that Tommy Wiseau spent thousands upon hundreds of thousands of dollars on high-tech equipment to film in HD and to make this cinematic.
The cameras, both of them.
It's like to make this so cinematic. And then you look at someone like John Carpenter who was given $300,000 to make Halloween, and about 200,000 of that went to buying cinematic cameras to make it look cinematic. There is a world of difference between those two. It's like, and what's even worse is they were coming out of fucking film school when they made that goddamn thing.
Yeah. I mean, no, yeah, a lot of this fucking shit. This is a thing that I used to do all the time. By the way, it's like I'd go to the theater and I'd see some cheapo fucking thing and you go to IMDb and a lot of people would be jizzing all over it, be like, "Wow, I can't believe they made this amazing movie for only $5 million or something like that." And I'll get on there and I'm like, "Motherfucker, Mad Max cost $60,000.
Yes.
El Mariachi cost $7,000.
Exactly.
Those are movies that I would watch again on purpose. I'm never going to watch this goddamn thing again.
No, but it is exactly like you said. It is squarely on the shoulders of the writer, because there were good people that looked like they had some talent. And then there's people like the pimp that just have absolutely nothing going for them whatsoever.
What are you talking about, dog? My name's Trip. I'm going to hook you up with some horizontal refreshment.
Yeah.
Don't touch those ladies' wrongs, dog.
Yeah, you guys, you got the life, huh? Nice hotel room, expensive car, nice clothes.
Well. Two guys got in this car, but I'm only going to dress and look at one of them.
Yeah.
I got a twist for you, Holmes. Ghosts.
Yeah, ghosts.
Fucking ghosts.
Fucking hell.
So this is your angry old gangster movie gets out of jail. Gangster guy gets out of jail after taking the fall for his boss for a shitload of money.
Yeah.
And they were supposed to look after his family while he was inside, and he gets out and he wants revenge because he's got a beef.
A score to assumably settle.
It's like, you know, that title came right off the rack, man. It's like you probably already had the poster made up before it was written.
Yeah. He's like, look what I made on my computer here. Just let me scroll down and I'll show you. This is what we're making.
You know, that's also how we got Castle Freak, and I wish we'd watch that instead.
God, that's an amazing movie, too.
Right?
Such memorable scenes in it.
I know, right?
Oh. And it also has a prostitute.
Right? and Jeffrey Combs playing a way better bad dad.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
But at least you knew what was going on in that movie. This is just there's like so many paths. Again, it's like a choose your own adventure, but nobody chose their adventure. They're just like, yeah, I'll pass the cave. Like, but that's what the adventure is. Like, yeah, let's just keep walking. Because it's like, okay, he gets out of prison. He runs into his son, and you don't even know it's his son.
His son's just walking down the road. He doesn't get a bus. He doesn't get a cab. His son just shows up. He's like, I didn't think you'd be here. Well, I'm here, and I'm going to be wearing the same thing the rest of the movie, if that's all right.
Yeah, I'm going to look like a junkie, but I swear I'm clean. It's like, okay, sure, yeah. And then they get in a cab mysteriously, and we
don't know where it came from.
Yeah, and then he stops. He finds his money, which, I'm sorry, but if a house has been abandoned for 17 years, people would have been digging through a lot of the shit in that house. But he buried his money with the evidence in the backyard. They pick it up, and he's like, okay, we're going to go to a hotel, and I'm just going to spend all this money because F the guys I took the fall for.
Oh,
and it's like,
dude.
Okay, this could lead to so many things. It could be like they might find out he's out. He's got their money, and they want to get at him. But no, there's just nothing. Even his wanting revenge just kind of happens like an old man moment. It's like,
you know what would have been a better twist, though?
And goes, oh, that's right, I'm supposed to get revenge. I should go get a gun for this revenge.
Well, you know what would have been a better twist, though, is that in the flashback, he sees that he went back to the house not to dig up money, but to steal copper pipe.
Yeah,
and he figures out that he doesn't have a brain disease, and that he's just hopelessly addicted to meth. He wasn't in the presidential suite; he was in a refrigerator box.
That's these guys EFAP on YouTube. We're doing the same when they watched the Lord of the Rings. And the whole thing of Gandalf fighting Saruman in his tower and having a wizard battle, they're just thinking, what if he was just really, really, really high, and this was all happening in his head, and he's just spinning circles on the floor? Like, so you fought him, and you're on top of a building, and a giant butterfly or eagle came and saved you? Like, yeah, it was awesome.
He's in the back alley puking in his beard, being like, Bombadil.
Yes, exactly. Tom Bombadil. Blah, blah, blah.
It's the only way you can pronounce that name.
Honestly, what would have been a really fun twist in this, because like you said, you find out that his son who he's been with has been dead for years. He died
in like 2004.
Yeah, 2004, something like that. And none of that ever happened. It was just him on his own. I would have really liked it if once you found out that the boss he was going after supposedly faked their death after having a stroke or some such, that what if he actually was the boss and he was misremembering all this because of his Alzheimer's? Because that's the weirdest thing they tie in. Is they tie in that he has insomnia, which is going to lead to him having Alzheimer's and he's going to die.
Well, early on, I think I texted that this was Rage meets a Dying of the Light, and that would have been in keeping with the Rage thing. It's like, oh wait, this is all my fault. Yeah, exactly. I gotta change the equation. I can't go back and fix it this time. And he turns the gun on himself, and then Bruce Willis disappears.
Yes, exactly. This could have been his butterfly effect.
Before. Oh god. Oh god. I rewatched that not too long ago either. And I'm like, oh wait a minute. They tried to package this as a horror movie, but it's just not. It's just wanky bullshit.
Exactly.
People, butterfly effect in the original draft of the script, fucking Ashton Kutcher is basically Jesus.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the stupidest fucking story ever. But in A Score to Settle, though, early on, I thought they were gonna do something a little bit more like the fucking stupid ass Matchstick Men twist.
Oh yeah,
because it's like, so you're my son. It's like, yeah, I'm 19 years old, and the last time you saw me, it's like, ooh, or is he? That guy might not be your son. At the last minute, he's gonna shoot you in the back of the head as the train goes by. Just watch.
Yeah. Well, same thing, like with the whole, like I mentioned, the whole choose your own adventure theme that this movie followed. When he went to go and shower and he couldn't find his son after, I'm like, okay, yeah, he's left with the money. It's like he did not look like he's going to stay there.
Yeah,
you're going to find out he's working with the bad guys or something, or he's going to take off with the money, get
They even drop you hints that he's still using. You know?
Yeah.
Because they're toying with you.
There's so many paths this could have taken. There's so many different things it could have done to be interesting.
I think our mistake was basing our expectations on like a realistic organized crime story, and not like this wanky, like sad old man ghost story.
Yeah, which again, that really does fit with the whole. This used to be called Old Man because of the fact that he's just the way he acts, the way he's treated, the way he takes his revenge out. Yeah, it's all like happenstance. Things just kind of happen. And that's it. There's no planning to this at all. The only thing he actually does in achieving his revenge is killing one person. That's it.
Yeah, it just shoots the one guy in the dick. And the meat man too. Shop. Yeah, you're right. He shoots the meat man in the head, and he shoots the other guy in the dick in the face.
They're like, they're not going to call you Dragon anymore.
Yeah, and I thought he was just gonna like leave him alive and dickless, but no, we also shot him in the head too. But fuck no, but like honestly though, those parts, stuff like that, is kind of what makes it all sadder, because there's parts every now and then where they try to make it back into the action movie that they're selling it as.
Yeah.
Now I didn't see any information about studio interference on this either. So this might have actually all been filmed as scripted, but no. Every now and then there's a scene where there's gunfights and shit, or like Cage getting like hairsprayed in the eye and like having to beat up a guy and stuff, and then he runs away, and then this music starts playing, this generic straight to video action movie music, and you're like, oh no, you think this is like a Bruce Willis thing right now?
Oh god! Even the shootout that happens, like he goes and visits the mob boss, sees that he's in a coma.
Oh yeah, they completely undo that. By the way, because they're at the Shady Rest Fun Time Retirement Coma community, and then you go out front, and you got shiny green grass, and that one dude, the dragon dude, starts shooting at him. He's like, "Hey, this place is tapioca pudding and shuffleboard and stuff for people who are old like you. You're an old man."
Well, that's what's again even funnier. It's like you see the dragon is waiting for him outside. Like, okay, there's gonna be a setup. Something's gonna happen. Maybe the boss is gonna pick up the bat and beat Cage, and he'll be tied to a chair.
Oh,
and
dude!
like,
If this
nope, they're
ended
not
like
gonna do
Cutter's
this.
Way, that would have been so fucking metal.
Yeah, instead, all
Where,
you
like
get
you're
is
not
just
even
this-
sure, and then at the last
Yeah.
minute, killed.
Yeah.
You know.
All you get instead is just this lazy, half-assed. Oh, well, I'm gonna let him go in, and then I'll start shooting at him once he comes out. It's like, okay, sure, that works, I guess. And then it's
Yeah, it's
back to
like-
just nothingness.
So it's a whole fucking.
Well,
lot of
actually, no, there
nothing.
is something. It's like
I
he
mean,
does learn who it is that was pulling the strings.
Yeah,
It's like,
yeah,
I can't remember
okay,
his name,
yeah.
though. He came here for 7 years. It's just, he's so nice.
Yeah, well, that's the other twist. Is that Cage's friend, bartender Benjamin Bratt Q, was secretly running this mafia the whole time, and like claiming that the old guy was doing it, even though the old guy was in a coma.
Yeah, yeah. Which
Yeah,
did give a fun scene I was thankful for. It's after Cage shoots him and he's hallucinating, and it's during his the Q's daughter's wedding.
On the
And
day of his
Cage
daughter's
decides,
wedding.
you know what, you're just not worth it, and drops the gun and leaves. And the guy's fucking daughter shoots the dying Cage.
I wrote that down. Like he's clearly like deflated. He's a fucking dying sad sack of shit, and he's
Yes.
unarmed, and he's leaving. And then she puts a bullet through his shoulder, like fuck you, I hate you. You ruined my
Yes.
wedding. This is my special. And you're thinking like, dude, you were there for that whole scene. You know what this is about, you stupid cunt.
Yeah, you heard your father admit that he killed his son for no reason.
And no, but you know what? This is my day. This is about me. This is my big day.
Yes.
And you know what? Anybody trying to make it about them, I'm sorry, no.
I love that the look he had on his face was almost just a couple hairs away from him just saying, "Bitch, are you for real?" It's just like, I'm fucking shot and dying. Why did you do this?
It's like you're gonna pick up a fucking like nasty ass escape from New York looking assault weapon and shoot a guy with it when he's leaving in the back, you stupid bitch.
Oh, it was
Oh
beautiful.
God. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, Ghost can make video calls, but there's no record of it.
Yeah, yeah. That must have been the funniest thing for those employees to see Nick Cage shopping for a cell phone, looking behind him and laughing.
Oh God. Okay, no, I have a cell phone sales story for that actually. No, God damn. Okay, so you know how technology is big and scary, especially if you're older and you're not used to it, and if you don't have somebody to show it directly to you, right?
Yes.
So I worked at Walgreens, for a couple of years, and we sold some chintzy ass like flip phones and stuff there, right?
Yeah.
And there was this older woman, like middle-aged lady, like I don't know, like mid-50s maybe. And she wants to buy a phone, and she's got a story about how she thinks her ex hacked her old phone.
Okay, I've heard stories like this.
Yeah, so she pays for the phone, and she's taken it out of the box, and the service isn't set up or anything. She hasn't done a phone card or anything like that, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And she's trying to like dick around, look at the phone's menus. And you know how on those flip phones the controls are not great,
Yeah.
it's got that four-way pad thing, and if you hit it just wrong, it'll go off in some other direction.
Yeah.
So that happens, and she's like, "Oh my God, he's in this phone already."
Doo-doo-doo.
She thinks that he's hacked the phone. It's like, lady, that phone has nothing to do with anyone or anybody. Like, there's no
He's
service.
just that good of a hacker.
You can't. Yeah, I told her. I said you couldn't even call that phone. It isn't a phone yet until it's set up. She's like, no, it is. He's already. And they're like, no, you're just hitting the buttons wrong. And I keep trying to point out to her, and she's like, so she needs to make a fucking return.
Yeah, yeah.
And I can't even. And I walk to the office that's behind the photo counter, and I say to one of the managers, I'm like, I'm done with this woman. Could you do her return? She's insane. Because like I had this moment in there where I'm like, oh my God, dude, your paranoia knows no bounds. You should probably be in a straitjacket.
Exactly. I mean, I've had people do stuff like this, and I've also had to do the from my end. It's like you were the one selling the phones. I was the one working at the call center. So I would get the same thing of these paranoid people. It's like, I know they're cheating on me. I want you to look up this number for me. I know you can do it. It's like, I want times. I want days. I want to know how long they were talking to him.
No.
And then
What's
they
your
begin the
first and
whole,
last
I
name?
want-
Because you're going to do this for me.
Then they begin the whole, I want to change the password on this account. I want to lock them out of it so they can't change it.
We had a lady like that at the alarm center. She would look at all the arms and disarms, like for her system. She'd make you give her. You'd have to give her all the times. You'd have to email and fax them to her also.
But the funniest thing I love with customers, and well, let's not say love. I tolerate most people. But the funniest thing is when they have to lie to you when they don't. They don't need to lie to you, but they're going to. And it's like they're having trouble with their phone. So you tell them, okay, are you calling me from this phone right now? Because I have to reset it, which is going to sever the call if you're calling from it. And they say, no, I'm not on that cell phone at all. It's like, are you sure?
And they just didn't believe you.
Yeah. And then as soon as you click to reset their phone, conversation's over. It's like, oh, you dumbass, you were on your fucking phone. Why'd you lie? But people do this. It's like, even when you tell them what will happen, they don't say, hold on, I will go and get my home phone and call you all back to do this.
Yeah.
It's like, no, just do it. I'm already on the phone with you and take care of it and fix my shit. Make it work.
Yeah, I ran into that when I had to switch phones 4 years ago, and so I actually needed to do it at work with a coworker's phone because I didn't have a third phone. Because I screwed it up. I think I left one of them on when it was trying to do the electronic transfer, and so I had to get in with some operator for like 30 minutes.
Oh, fun times.
Cell phones. It's another Cage movie about
fun times and cell phones.
Yeah.
Do we have to cover Linda's segment since she's not here?
Well,
we could poke her corpse.
I mean, here's the question: were there nipples or butts?
I honestly
do you remember
want
any?
To say
there's sex scenes.
There were nipples, I think, but I don't.
If there was a nip slip, I don't remember it.
I think I wanted.
Although,
nipples,
actually,
so
I'm really close to that. Actually, wait a minute. I have it running silent in the background. I'm going to use the 10-second skip tool here.
Yeah, because I could swear maybe there was nipples when him and the whatever the fucking hooker's name was.
Wait. She has her shirt off, but I don't know if we see things. Hold on.
I think you get side.
This is very clinical right there. Okay, so yeah, we got some side and like some potential like upper butt crack there, and like Cage has his shirt on because he's all modest. He was in prison.
Yeah, we don't get to see these prison scars or tats.
We didn't really want to see their clothes. Oh, we do see Cage in the shower at one point. We don't see any dangus or anything,
No,
so I guess clothes off, everybody. That's what Lynda'd be saying if she wasn't at death's door.
Oh, you know what Linda said? Nothing. She's in a coma.
By the way, this is yet another Cage movie where he's with a much younger lady who's like, oh, you're so big, oh, you're so good, oh my god, your wang is my world right now. Oh man,
I know, I love that.
Who apparently
my vagina's a movie, your cock is the star. Oh my god.
Apparently they get all mushy for him once they have that Cage. So this is another thing that makes this not work for me, by the way, because it's like I thought this movie was called Old Man, not like Studley McStud stuff.
Yeah, well, even then, it's like they even try to, I think, do another twist where possibly the prostitute he was with wasn't a prostitute or some such, because it's like he keeps seeing his wife.
Because she calls herself Simone, and he keeps imagining his dead wife when he's doing her.
Yeah, and they use the same actress for it. She's even named for playing both characters.
I did not pick up on that, but I guess it's the makeup and stuff. Okay.
Yeah, but it's just also when you find out that she has a kid she tells him about, and then he sees her and the kid's like,
right,
and
here's
all my
name
money.
Is also Joey. And
then he's like,
and when they're out front of that like two manicured like Canadian apartment building right there, and it's like,
yeah.
Everything in this is like this is why you need to be careful about filming in Canada. It's all clean and stuff.
Exactly, it's way too clean.
What the heck,
Maybe that's why this is just high art over there. But for us, we're just so internally upset because we know it's Canada We're kind of like the Giants with Jack and the Beanstalk, where we can smell Englishmen, but it's like instead we smell Canadian, and it just starts making our American blood boil. Like fucking land of fucking niceness.
Cronenberg was able to create grit and atmosphere shooting in Canada. Like that didn't actually stop him, but he was an artist, unlike this Koo guy.
Oh God, exactly.
Remember Videodrome? Remember how grungy the real world is in Videodrome? All that back alley shit. You know, like
I also
that
remember
beautiful.
The Fly.
yeah. Oh man, fucking Cronenberg, man.
It's all about locations when you're there.
Yeah,
what looks like it and what doesn't.
Well, you know, it's like if you go to a location, like you'll notice something like that location is not equivocally anything.
Yeah.
But it becomes something depending on the angles you choose.
Oh, absolutely.
And it's all about that's what being a fucking director is all about. This is why the director is the most important job. It's like you can create these things. You could create fucking atmosphere out of nowhere, you know.
Well, exactly. It's something they used to say on the set of Halloween, of The Fog, and Escape from our New York, where John Carpenter would just stare at the scene they were going to use. And it's like he didn't storyboard a lot. He was just making the shit in his head. He's like trying to figure out how he's going to shoot, what he wants and what he sees, and then they do it. And it's like, that's how you make your movie. And it came out well. This just seemed like a guy had a really neat idea, and then he didn't know how to follow through. Or like you said, you just follow a script beat for beat, but you don't have other people putting input saying, well, hey, this is a bank movie, right? Or this is a heist thing. There's a gang, and there has to be revenge. So why don't we put some action in this? It's like, no, it's just the laziest thing. Even Mel Gibson, when he's in Payback and he's looking for 15 grand or some such, I think it was, from all these people, and they're all beating him up. It's like, it's still entertaining. There's action, there's comedy.
Yeah, there were actual decisions made in that one, you know, and and there's another thing too. It's like no matter how good your plan is, too, you have to be willing to roll with the punches and deal with shortcomings and changes as it comes along.
Yeah, and I mean,
and it doesn't look like there was we don't know again, but like you get the impression that nobody really asserted anything while doing this. No script changes came down. It doesn't seem like because I figure Cage, you directed a movie. You directed Sonny, and it's not great, but it's better than this.
Exactly.
You'd think you could a little bit maybe help hold Koo's hand there a little bit and okay, well, that's a pretty good idea. Consider this one. You know, some of that. Because it seems like he just gets ideas for his performance, and the rest of it's just sort of over his head.
Yeah, exactly, and that's why it doesn't translate, because you're not seeing what's in his head. You're not hearing that.
No, yeah.
But no, I was just thinking the most. God, even before you get to the shootout with the dragon, there's only 3 scenes in this entire movie that kind of count for action. And the saddest part is when he runs into the dragon at the escort place and then he runs out. That's more of just an encounter. So, I mean... Yeah,
it's not like we get any memorable fight choreography. It's like Cage sort of goes after him, and then there's a sort of one-sided beating in the alley, then Cage goes for his gun, and the dragon runs away.
Yeah, and it's that's just not even a skirmish, just kind of an encounter, just eh. But it's sad when the most you see out of anyone emoting is after Cage throws the prostitute out that he didn't order, and then the pimp comes in requesting $1,000.
Yeah.
And then Cage just takes the gun away from him, holds him at gunpoint, and oh my God, what is this? It's action happening in a movie that's being
fancy
sold as an
pimp
action
pistol.
Movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're able to do the little postury type things. They're not able to do any kind of set pieces or anything like that.
Yeah. I mean, it almost comes off like the passion projects from the 80s, when you had people like I think it was Lethal Justice, just people that are I want to come off as the coolest guy in the world, and I'm going to film the most awesome, badass action scenes where everybody wants me and everyone wants to be me.
Oh, wait, you're talking about Get Even?
Yeah, Get Even, yes. And it's just that's kind of how Cage comes off, where it's he has these skills, but it's never put to any use other than people just calling him old. Even when he goes to get the guns, there's gang members hanging outside a house, and then he's like, "Oh, I see the gun you're using, and that's a piece of shit gun."
Yeah, because he knows everything about all the guns. Like, you kids think they look cool, but they'll blow up in your hand.
Yeah.
That also kind of goes hand in hand with a sad old man action movie. Is that they can't really do anything all that cool, but they got to make him awesome.
Yeah,
like in that other like lazy way, it's like a Lynn Carter book or some shit. Because like he makes the girl come even though she's a prostitute.
Yes,
and
she wants to marry him. It happens.
Yeah, and it's not just a job to her. Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
No, and they got and the only bit of trivia like on anything too was like, oh, Cage learned to play piano for this role. So you got the part where he's like, I'm always chasing rainbows. Yeah, so it's he's doing the shimmy and the slide there. No, well, it's the thing. It's like if you don't know how to intelligently apply your money, your budget, and if you don't know how to make a little into a lot, like I don't think they really did know how to make a little into a lot. You resort to this other thing, where you decide well, he's dying of a thing, but he's still a force to be reckoned with, and he's a stud, and he can sing, and yeah.
I mean, it's funny going over that with him singing and playing the piano because I really love my mind, but hate it when it draws things to my attention. It immediately reminded me of that scene in Q the Winged Serpent when Michael Moriarty starts doing
that
jazz
killer
scat.
Dream.
Yeah, it's like,
oh my God, that's another much better movie.
At your bar here, and you just like,
that's like the best screen moment for Michael Moriarty too. Is that movie?
Yeah,
yeah. Apparently he does some of the same shit in Full Fathom 5, but I can't find that movie to stream. That submarine movie he did.
Because I love that he does that, and he doesn't get the job. The bartender plays the jukebox instead, and Carradine on his way out's like, I thought you were pretty good. He's like, yeah, what the fuck do you know?
They are no longer alive. I love, Larry Cohen though, like again, another genius who made a lot out of a little, because like he'd just shoot New York without permits, like dodging the police and shit.
Oh God, yeah. But I mean, people like him and Roger Corman, they drew talent. They helped make and raise talented people.
They did, yeah.
But they also had this knack for being able to get performances out of their people.
No, it's like really laudable from a couple of different standpoints. Like it's just enjoyable
absolutely.
As genre exercises, but then you have to appreciate like there's a lot of commitment and artistry and a lot of integrity too. Like Roger Corman would never pocket money. Like if he came in under budget, he'd return money.
Yeah.
Like that's how rare that is in Hollywood. You know why most of these recent movies we've been doing from Cage don't have reported budgets? It makes it easy to cook the books on these fucking things.
Because somebody wanted another hot car, just like in this movie. Like,
well, I mean, fuck, we just did that Travolta thing, right, about Battlefield Earth with Franchise Pictures, which on every movie they did committed fraud.
Yeah.
The difference is that they got caught for it.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, it was the same thing I think happened also in that Wolves of Wall Street movie where the guy was fucking people over, and it's about a movie about a guy who's terrible, and he ended up giving Leonardo a priceless artifact, and it turns out that it was stolen. So then Leo had to go and return this.
Oh, he had to go to the remote village where it came from, and he said, "Merry Christmas."
Yeah. Speaking of Christmas, I got some. I had to hunt down reviews. But
what did all the talented and insightful users say about this movie?
They were very short. They were very short about a lot of it.
They were mercifully short, unlike the movie.
Yes.
Okay, let's hear them.
Another in a series of awful screenplays, stagecraft and directors with Nicolas Cage. Nicolas Cage should be remembered for his previous great roles, like The Rock, Gone in 60 Seconds, etc., etc. It's depressing to watch him go through the motions in a C movie. And the very shortest, which I can appreciate, is, can I have my 90 minutes back please. But I had to go on an adventure for this
Your
podcast
90 minutes was dead
because
the whole time.
the only review I found that actually had length and something to say about it and had the most "this was helpful" review marks was written in German. So I had to go and
did
get
you
this
translate from the German?
translated. I had to get this translated from German in order to share it.
Oh.
I'm kind of glad I did. This person had some articulated things to say.
Spiel mit mir, spiel mit mir.
Another new film with Nicolas Cage that can only be described as underground. Like his colleague Seagal, and at an advanced age, only scrap productions are used. And I was a real fan once. Films like Gone in 60 Seconds, Con Air, The Rock.
Even in Germany, they don't have any taste.
It's like are cult and milestones in the genre. All over, the guy just needs money. Bad story, stupid dialogue, and bad actors. And what is this film rated 18 approval for? Ridiculous. The stripes are completely superfluous.
Oh, okay, already.
Yes,
because it's only rated R for sex stuff.
Exactly.
And in Europe, they don't care about that, unlike here.
Yes, exactly.
Because there's no, like you said, there's no action, so there's no violence.
Yes, exactly. That's why I'm like, why is this, like you said, rated at this age?
This is like a G-rated movie in Europe. It's like, what? He said damn and jumped behind the bar. I didn't even see blood. I'm so disappointed.
There was
right
almost
now.
a gunfight at the bar that never happened.
I mean, I don't have a murder boner or nothing, but come on, man.
Christ. So yeah, I mean, otherwise everyone just complained about the same thing, but there are people that genuinely love this movie.
Oh God, no, really?
And vehemently
So did they
defend
think that was clever? Like that bit?
They did, yeah. There was a lot of people that begin their reviews apologetically by saying, if you're looking for a traditional action movie, look elsewhere.
Oh,
it's like, no,
I fucking hate people who like think they found something deep, and then if somebody points out there's something wrong with it, like, well, I'm sorry, it's not a shallow action movie like Rambo for your stupid taste, and it's like,
I'm sorry, it's not a Marvel movie for you.
Yeah, and it's like, you know that there's more subtleties in that. Shit's a little bit more granular. You know, like when fucking Lost in Translation came out, and I'm like, no, sir, I don't like it. And I was currently a film student, and I am fucking pretentious, and I can deal with a lot of movies that a lot of people can't sit through. Like fucking Andrzej Tarkovsky movie. I'll watch the fuck out of one of those.
Yeah.
But Lost in Translation, it's like, well, you didn't make it interesting, and to me, it also wasn't artistic.
Going back to your film days, that's something I remember that I got to witness from Linda at the college, was something you and her had talked about, and being so god-awful to witness was somebody that spent 20 minutes filming the ocean at the dock in Seattle, because they're trying to set a tone for their film.
Oh, yeah.
It was nothing but just a close-up of waves crashing, and that's it.
Yeah, it's like people editing. Editing. Yeah, it's like you can put people into that mindset without wasting whole actual minutes.
Yeah. You don't have to be Peter Jackson before you ever made your fucking movie.
In most movies, even in slow artistic ones, like the average shot length, I think, is usually not longer than like 4 or 5 seconds.
No.
And in a lot of more modern movies, it's changed somewhat, but in a lot of more modern movies this century anyway, like cuts generally happen 2 seconds or less.
Well, yeah, and I mean that's even something. And again, that's a lot of this is in my head because I recently reviewed them, but. Going back to Carpenter when he did Halloween, it's like people like, this is so cool. It just looks like one continuous shot from Michael Myers' perspective as a boy, going through the kitchen, getting the knife, going up the stairway, putting on his mask, and killing his sister. But he even admitted it's like they wanted it to look that way, but it's not. It's like they handed off, they switched cameras midway through.
Yeah, you can fake tracking shots.
It's like they did the same thing in Escape from LA, where it looked like it was a continuous shot, but then they have a blackout purposely.
where they go from New York to LA. Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, because they're using that Sepulveda Dam.
Yeah, exactly. And it's like, these are creative things. This was actually neat. It's not somebody who's so pretentious, like, oh, we've got to do this because fucking Hitchcock did this, oh, we gotta do this because this fat bastard over here got famous for doing it. It's like, no, do your own thing.
It's
but make
like
it good.
we all love Hitchcock, but he's not the last word in filmmaking.
Yeah.
I used to for me, Stanley Kubrick used to be the be all end all, and after a while, I figured out it's like, okay, wait, there's more than like static, drawn out and emotionless filmmaking. You can be subjective sometimes too.
Exactly, and honestly,
it's like there's no one way to do it. Just try to figure out a good way.
Yeah.
Love Orson Welles though.
Yeah, well, that's what I said. Citizen Kane to a lot of people is boring, but so is Blade Runner to some people. They can't even make it through it. So.
Well, I guess for some people it really is. It really does have to be a Marvel movie.
Yes, exactly.
Okay, so Cage got out of jail. When does he get his psychic powers and rip a building in half? He never rips a building in half. This movie's bullshit.
He just blasted that hooker's uterus with his ball.
And then his son's like, hey, God. It's been a while since you made Mercury. Yeah. It's like, well, to be literal, he was probably fapping all the time in prison. That's
true. That's true. That also might have to do with his memory loss.
It was all from dehydration.
Dehydration. He's just shooting dust now.
He built a snowman in his cell.
Speaking of coming attractions, I think that's a nice segue into your segment.
Donnie, is it time for?
It is time for
sequel return more harder. Yeah. Okay. I have two, so I'll do one, and then you do one, and then I'll do one. Sound good?
You can, because mine is incredibly short.
Oh, you got a short one this time. Okay, all right.
Oh,
so,
God, yes.
Well, I'll start with my short one. I've got one called "Beat on a Brat with a Baseball Bat." Now, there's not much to this one. It's a horror anthology hosted by a John Carradine-esque Cage, because he's getting a hell of old anyway. And it's just 5 stories about gangsters, each of which involves a ghost.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's actually a good improvement.
Cool. It could be.
Oh, Lord. Mine is, it's done kind of like, I'm trying to remember the name of the movie, but it's a making of documentary film where it's about the making of this movie.
Oh, God.
So we get to see the confusion on set of the actors not knowing what the hell they're doing and suddenly hearing the director yell, "Cut, that's great." And they didn't realize they were being filmed, that they were acting. And then you have things like the director the whole time is just coked up and smiling like, this is going to be the greatest action movie ever released in Canada. And everyone else just has no idea what's going on. Otherwise, the closest I came up with a film is called Rise of the Dragon. And it's just about what the dragon was up to in those 16 years Nick Cage was locked away.
Oh, yeah, no, it's a movie about a guy getting really pampered and shit,
Yeah, pampered, and his whole plan for, I'm going to spend all my money on tattoos and get a dragon tattoo on my dick.
Yeah, totally bitchin'. I'm the dragon. Beluga caviar, dragon. My TV is 10 feet wide, dragon.
Do you see?
He's so sly, but so am I.
Again, another great movie.
All these movies make us think of a lot of better movies.
Exactly.
Speaking of better movies, my second sequel, Return More Harder, is called Chasing Rainbows, in which we cut in right at the end of this movie, and Cage's son reveals to him that he is not, in fact, an angel, but was brought back from the dead by aliens. And he's fine with this because the aliens give him all the space coke he can snort.
All right.
And Cage, since he's been all shot up, he can now be like his son, and so he must terrorize the living in accordance with Plan 9, just as Criswell predicted.
As I predicted.
My friends, shall we punish the guilty?
I mean, yeah, you could do that whole drive angry thing, or just have him come back from hell. And I like the space coke. I mean, that's Cheech and Chong did amazing with that in their own right.
Well, I actually was reading up on Plan 9 this weekend, and I learned that actually one of the reasons people shit on it so much is that the version of the movie that's on VHS is full matte.
Oh.
And most movies aren't meant to be projected full matte, because if you see most movies, even major Hollywood movies full matte, there are boom mics and crew members in the shot.
That
because only part of the frame is supposed to be projected on the screen.
Yeah.
So a lot of the shit that's dumped on Plan 9 is basically unfair.
That is sad.
Yeah, but Michael Midved's a giant asshole, so I mean, it's not like he'd listen if he was still alive. So
thankfully,
he's dead. He's dead, just like Cage's son. Oh. This could have been another role for Weston. I don't see why Weston didn't go in this one.
I mean, I don't see same thing. Why he didn't decide to do like Will Smith and pull his son in. And...
All right, plus that would have improved the soundtrack pretty vastly.
It would have, and maybe Cage would have been a little more energized. But then again, he was pretty energetic for an old man. Wink, wink. But his son was just not in it at all. He's like, yeah, whatever. I'm dead. You're just seeing me in your
It's
head.
like, oh look, look, his kid's a real modern, like emo kind of beta guy.
Yeah,
with that beard and
beard, texting, not talking.
yeah. It's like, I'm going nonverbal right now, and you need to respect that.
Yes, Twitter, MySpace. That's how he
talks. Donnie, I guess we're just a couple of boomers.
Yeah. Hash brown that and put it on the internet.
So, Jay, what'd you think of that movie?
It stinks.
I guess it's time for that other segment.
Yeah, it's time for that old face-off of face-offs.
It's the face-off.
Yeah, and it is appropriate, I guess. Maybe.
Well, things do need to change.
Although
on a lot of these, you just kind of shrug. I'd be like, man, it's like trying to polish a fucking turd.
Yeah, exactly. The best I could think of to polish this is I had one actor playing Frank, Q, and Joey, and that's John Travolta.
Oh!
And Simone is played by the Apple app Siri, and Jimmy the Dragon is Nicolas Cage. Because I kept thinking, if he played the dragon like he did his character in Deadfall, this would have been perfect.
Yeah, you know what? Yeah, and that would have been the reunion movie. Yeah.
Yes.
That
would have been so much. Yeah.
I'm on board with that. Yeah. All right. I can dig it. All right.
And
so
mine
is actually based on an early impression I had while watching the movie, or rather an early sort of, I wish it was this other movie kind of thing, which later on proved to be correct, eerily enough. So this is a 1999 version, starring Denzel Washington. For the son, Joey, we've got Bokeem Woodbine. For Trip, I cast Marshall Mathers.
Oh, wow.
For Q, I cast Luis Guzman. Miguel Sandoval as the guy with the baseball bat, because frankly, the guy with the baseball bat scene is straight out of Clear and Present Danger anyway.
Absolutely.
Angela Bassett as the number one hooker lady. Holly Berry as the other hooker lady.
Oh my.
Yeah, see, all star fucking studded, right?
You can't touch me.
Yeah, this is Holly Berry recreating her performance from Jungle Fever.
I was thinking Monsters Ball, but that's a better callback.
Anything where she's kind of that way. And I got musical score from Basil Poldoris, cinematography from Robert Richardson, because I'm going with what's best, a screenplay by Norman Wexler, and of course this is the one that cinches it all for director. I have David Fincher.
There you go.
Because this was Fight Sense or The Sixth Club.
Yeah, The Sixth Club is better.
Yeah. So
batter up.
Beat on a brat with a baseball bat. Oh,
That's still the
oh.
funniest damn thing in this movie is him carrying around in his money bag these baseball
He's
bats.
just got a shitload of baseball bats. Yeah, no, like
not only did he make them, but they're in high demand
from all across the country. They were making these. I was a baseball bat making king / gangster. So no, Maple's pretty good. Oh, that's cedar though. That's different.
Yeah, like, oh, you're selling drugs now, just like your dad. Oh, that's cool. Oh, your little boy, he sees you doing all this gangster shit. Well, let me give him a baseball bat.
They should have just like pushed the baseball imagery throughout, and at the end, it should have just turned into Tony Scott's The Fan.
See, that would have been even funnier if like he was like carrying a baseball with him at all times, just kind of tossing it around, and it's like he even
because that's an old man thing. Like he's got like a really weathered mitt, like they should have given him the gray hair, and he's like giving kids Werthers and shit.
Yeah. God, it could have been a lead into this movie suddenly turning into like a corrupt the Bad News Bears. It's like the syndicate wants to get into corrupting these kids' baseball games.
Gee, Coach Cage, why do we keep touring these Bush League towns? Well, these towns are very special people living in them.
Yeah, just keep beating up this bag that keeps moving with your bats. It's gonna build up your strength when you hit the ball, kid. Come on.
and it all turns out it's a big prequel to the Warriors, because that's how we got the baseball theories.
Exactly.
In the city.
Fuck, I can see them finding their fucking outfits and putting their face paint on at the end.
Oh, yeah, fuck, yeah. They're like the Wolverines or some shit, This is what we do. They're all taking hits off an inhaler,
Doing whippets.
Yeah, and then instead of having the stupid luxury car, he's doing donuts in the school bus,
Yeah.
Oh.
Again, great movie opportunity.
A score to settle, everybody.
Yeah, is there any wisdom in this at all, other than just what am I doing?
Real wisdom, yeah. If you get back together with your estranged junkie kid, just buy him a lot of shit.
Yeah. That's how you parent. Just buy everything you can.
And he won't be an estranged, bitter junkie anymore. He'll be a friendly ghost. That'll be fine.
Yes. Oh, wow.
Oh, God. Is it the way this is, it's like they shot it in fucking Fargo or some shit, and he's supposed to be taking on like big time gangsters. It's like you're taking on fucking Wisconsin farmers and shit or something.
Exactly, but it just lacks the charm of how stupid they are.
Yeah, it's just Oh,
Yeah.
God. Yeah.
I have no wisdom. It's just, again, just the whole,
That's
what
okay,
am I
neither
doing
do they.
here? Who are you?
Yeah. Fucking. As usual, I'm very disappointed, Mr. Joshua.
Very
Yeah, it's like, you had an opportunity to kind of get your head above water there and make it a little bit better than some of those. What the fuck have we done recently? Like the totally half-assed Between Worlds,
Oh, yeah.
or the
Well,
no-assed
Humanity
211.
Bureau, as much as we shat on that movie, at least that had action.
That
in
was
it.
Well, this isn't that fucked up. Speaking of cheapo shit from Canada, Humanity Bureau as Sub Asylum and Bargain Basement as that was a more consistent film that delivered better on its promise than this did.
Absolutely.
Because this is like we're down here in 211 territory here.
Yeah, but
Like,
hey,
almost.
at least next week we should have a much better movie compared to all the shit we've been watching.
Oh shit! Okay. Oh, we're finally
Yeah.
there. Okay.
We're finally there.
We're fucking full circle now. Shit.
Yeah.
Oh fuck. Okay. Well, here it's since Linda's on the deathbed here, we'll give the spiel.
She's at home washing her tights.
So anybody who decided to listen to an episode about a score to settle, even if you never watched the movie, please listen, follow, rate, and review Cage's Kiss on the Apple Podcasts and that Pod Chaser, and check out our stuff that's on YouTube for a variety of reasons. And you can look at our Patreon, because that's at patreon.com/Cage's Kiss. How do you spell that?
CAGESKISS.com.
The C and the K are capitalized. Calvin Klein, please don't sue us.
Yeah, please don't. Gene Simmons, we lowercase the rest of Kiss.
Why did Eddie Van Halen die when somebody else could have died? Somebody else somewhere.
Just saying.
Just saying. And folks at home, remember that you can find Cage's Kiss on Facebook and Twitter, and Linda does that stuff. And it's at Cage's Kiss, it's a website and stuff. .com, cageskiss.com. There's no apostrophe.
Yeah.
And you can write to us, because cageskiss@gmail.com. That's us too.
And I think Linda also does something with bitches or
some
witches
kind of. She does a magic flying bitch show.
Yeah, it's called Golden Girls or Golden Showers.
When showers were bed knobs.
Yes, when showers were knobs. That's what it's called, and it's all about old people, just like this movie.
It's all about bitches in history and your favorite familiars.
Yes, exactly.
Or maybe it's when girls were golden and bed knobs and broom flicks. We can't confirm. Look at our website, guys.
Yeah.
Donnie has stuff on that website, don't you?
Yeah, and I think the golden shower is the one with the licks. That's what they say. That's what separates them and makes them good.
Yeah. It's not spelled with an X. It's spelled Licks.
Yeah.
Broom licks.
Meow.
Flicks. Donnie, you do internet things, right? You post that second episode of your bottle.
Oh God, I was supposed to have that last night, but then YouTube was like, "No, it's too big a file."
What? They have 10-hour videos on YouTube.
I know, but my internet sucks. It's like literally that we felt so upgraded when they said that, hey, you've got like a 10 megabyte connection, but you have like a 2 megabyte upload.
What?
So, yeah. But I am on the internet, and as Adrian was saying, I have a YouTube channel as Unreal Goals, and that show is called Wisdom in the Bottle. We'll be posting our rants, I promise, after Halloween. We have been super busy working on the website for Cage's Kiss, doing reviews, where the theme has been not just a horror movie a day, but horror movie sequels that I feel hold up to the originals. So you can check that out also on cageskiss.com/Donnie's Reviews, I think is the thingy. You'll find it. It's in big bold letters, where you can also see work by our friendly neighborhood Adrian. Also Unreal Goals on Twitter, The Boy Who Blew on RedTube, and that's about all I've got to offer. Adrian?
Well, I'm online most places as Leo the Fox, LeoTheFox, all lowercase, all one word. There is a different Leo the Fox on the internet. There's one on Etsy that makes kids' clothes, and there's one who's just some furry person who I guess. But I'm not that one. I'm the one on DeviantArt and the one on Patreon. And I've been the one on DeviantArt for 14 goddamn years, and I will not be unseated. Yeah. On there, on that, and on Patreon, I'm still doing the Inktober. It's almost done, thank God. It will be done by the time this episode posts. Yeah. And by that time, also, we'll have our 29th issue of Dreadful Tales out for that group that I run with my friend Edie Phoenix. And that one, we've been doing it. It's our pulp magazine group. We've been putting out an issue once every 2 months, and it's been running for 5 years now. Damn. And I actually just posted the final chapter of the novel that I've been putting up on there piece by piece for that same amount of time.
Kudos on that.
Yeah, it's been
an experience.
Yes, it's a journey, all right. Yeah, it's a draft, everybody. I need to rewrite the whole fucking thing. So I guess you're going to be hearing from us next week because we're going to cover something that's not such a piece of shit. We're going to do Color Out of Space.
We're going to do cocaine and watch Color Out of Space because, yay, Stanley!
You should do all the cocaine and have some brownies, like those fudgy ones.
Yes, we're going to host a special screening of this on an island where we're going to make ourselves look like extras for a movie.
Yeah, it's like Firefest 2, kids. And apparently that movie you can stream it for free with a subscription to Shudder, and you can otherwise rent it or buy it streaming on the usual platforms like Amazon Prime, Redbox, and Apple.
Apple. Don't buy Apple.
Apple. Yeah. I mean, those are options our listeners have. We ourselves may explore things.
Other avenues?
Yeah, like being a ghost in a hoodie.
Yeah. Speaking of, I'm not even here.
Missed it, he's fucking dead.
This isn't even a podcast. This is just Adrian talking into a microphone.
Oh my god! I was dead the whole time!
Oh my god!
Cage. Peach. I could eat a peach for hours. Please. Kiss me.